Hello, good morning. My name is Elena Samara. I am a marine biologist and research officer of the Hippocampus Marine Institute. Today I will present to you the field studies of seahorse population density, structure, and artificial habitat use in Stratoni village in North Greece. So in Stratoni, we have the two Mediterranean seahorse species, Hippocampus and Hippocampus gutulatus, which were evaluated by the IUCN as near threatened in 2017. In Greece, they are also protected by law. Here we can see the two species and a diagram of their differences. They do appear quite different. However, in the field, it can be quite confusing sometimes. The population was firstly discovered in 2007 by the vice president of our institute, Mr. Vasilis Mentogiannis. In 2010, a natural disaster flooded the village of Stratoni, so unfortunately the seahorse population and the Kimodocea meadow, a seagrass meadow, which was located there, they were both greatly affected. Here we can see a picture on the top right of the extent of the flood in the sea, and below that picture of all the debris that landed inside the Stratoni village. In 2016, we began to monitor the coastal area of Stratoni in more detail, where 30 geolocated transects in various depths were planned out. You can see on the left here, and visual census was carried out by divers in order to document the density and abundance of the population. Here we can see the layout of the area, where it is delineated by 4 yellow buoys from the surface, creating a square 50 meters by 50 meters wide. Below the surface, here we can see an orthophoto mosaic, where we have placed meanders of ropes along the seafloor, offering a more secure place for their attachment. And here are just various areas where we have found a bigger concentration. From 2016, we have deployed many rope habitats, 90 of which are in the same places where the seahorses are still located today. The rope artificial habitats are simple in their construction and installation and are quickly covered by marine sediments and other organisms. The fast colonization provides cover and protection to the seahorses, but they also enable the seahorses to stay attached to the sea bottom without being dragged by the strong surface currents that characterize the area, and they can create intense swirls and oscillation even down to a depth of 13 meters. We assume that their placement might have been a life-saving tool for the presence and perseverance of the seahorses in the same area. Since the Kimodocea meadow disappeared from the flood, the whole area is covered in sand and mud. Other various artificial habitats have been tested. We placed fake aquarium plants, mimicking an underwater garden, along with other structures, creating extra shelter for them to use and attach on. The first results of the experiment were fast and impressive. However, they do not withstand time, like the rope habitats do. Moving on, after learning about a study in which aluminium cages were built and placed underwater in order to recover seahorse populations in Port Stephens, Australia, we contacted the creator of the idea, Dr. David Harasti. We then proceeded to build 3 different cages of roughly the same structure, and the purpose was to create a seahorse-friendly environment with enough ropes for them to attach on with their prehensile tails and to provide protection from predators. The cage is surrounded by a 5 times 5 centimeter knitted wire, which allows the seahorses to pass through, but prohibits the entry of larger predators that have been seen in the area. 3 hotels were placed, and the density and the arrangement of the ropes within each hotel are different in order to observe the preference of the seahorses to each arrangement. The artificial habitats were placed in an area with a depth range of 7 to 13 meters. Here we can see the seahorses in the cage, the installation of the cages, and one of the most common inhabitants of the hotels are the spider crabs. So every cage was colonized by seahorses and other species like cuttlefish eggs, bryozoans, anemones, mollusks. Many species have colonized the seahorse hotels. However, the most astonishing observation was that of a mating ritual dance, which we can watch together now. Here we can see a pair of hippocampus doing their breeding dance. This was captured last summer at a depth of 8 meters. Here we can view them from a different angle. Along with a nosy bypasser. Oops, okay, moving on. We have performed night dives in order to sample the microorganisms which we consider to be the main food source of the seahorses, because they are quite abundant, as you can see here. During the night dives, we have also encountered other species, interesting marine life like Tethys fibria or a garnered fish. In Stratoni, we have also collected physicochemical measurements of the water column and installed permanent underwater hobo sensors in order to record temperature and salinity fluctuations. The ultimate goal is to collect all the data necessary to create technical conditions for breeding the seahorses in order to implement their population. Here are the hobo sensors. So in order to collect further biological and technical data, we have installed 5 underwater cameras for continuous time-lapse recording. The cameras remained underwater for more than 10 hours, and the resulting footage was very interesting. The experiment will be repeated soon with some adjustments that will increase the length of the recordings and their sensitivity. Now, moving on, the new system, the Undersea Vision Surveillance System, is an innovative, unique system designed and manufactured by the Hippocampus Institute, the NUS team, and the School of Naval Mechanical Engineering of the National Technical University of Athens. It is an underwater vision monitoring system for the observation of the seahorses and other organisms with permanent image and video recording and adjustable sampling frequency. The system is self-powered with photovoltaic panels mounted on a buoy on the surface. The first live streaming from the NUS prototype system, a real-time image transmission from the seahorse colony, happened in the beginning of the year. We are also very happy to announce that the cooperation project between the NUS system and Hippocampus Marine Institute has been selected for an artificial intelligence for Earth Microsoft Azure Computer Grant with the project title Machine Learning and Real-Time Monitoring for the Conservation of Marine Life with emphasis on seahorses. The project will start with species classification using pattern recognition at the Peristeras Ancient Wreck Site in Alonissos Marine Park, Greece. The artificial intelligence machine learning will begin with 3 different types of fish species and will continue on with the seahorses. At Peristera site, the new system is already installed. It consists of 5 submarine housings equipped with cameras and windshield wipers for the camera lenses. The whole operation is controlled by a number of multitasking computing units. The network of the underwater cameras ends up in a submarine hub, which is powered by a 200-meter-long cable from the shore via a purpose-built solar power station at Peristera, Rocky Island. In 2019, the first International Marine Biology Summer School took place in Stratoni, with the exclusive objective of documenting the Stratoni colony. The summer school was attended by 19 participants, including the staff of the Institute, staff from University of Algarve, and CCMR. Here we can see Miguel Correa, Dr. Miguel Correa, who came and we organized the summer school together. These are all the team members, and here we are out on the field over the seahorse sampling. The data collected combined with previous surveys resulted in this scientific paper, which was published in May 2020 in the Journal of Fish Biology. So if anybody is interested, you can look up the scientific paper. We do not mention more about it here, as we are focusing more on the field studies performed by our institutes in recent years. More actions that we have performed in collaboration with the international organization Coast Fishing and the Healthy Seas Initiative, where they visited Stratoni twice in 2019. Together, we removed more than 1 ton of abundant nets during a 3-day diving event. At the same time, during the event, an environmental education program took place for the children of the local community of Stratoni. Some dissemination actions that we have performed have been the presentation of our work in the seahorses to the children of the Stratoni kindergarten, a presentation to the local people of Stratoni village. We have cultivated quite strong relationships, and they're very happy that the seahorses have been rediscovered there, and all the work that has been going on there is always in collaboration with the local people of the Stratoni village. Also, scuba divers visited and observed the seahorses in the pilot phase, and the presentation of the seahorse colony. We made a presentation of the seahorse colony to the Greek Philoxenia exhibition for tourism. Our work has also been covered by international and local press. And finally, the Canadian University of British Columbia, with the project Seahorse and Ice Seahorse, has evaluated our work and observations on the seahorses of Stratoni by recognizing us as an Ice Seahorse ambassador for Greece, and we are very proud of that. Finally, the Hippocampus Marine Institute is a non-profit organization whose main focus is the study and protection of seahorses. The Institute was created in 2019 by the same people who have passionately worked all these years since 2007 and bequeathed all the results of their efforts to the Institute. Since 2007 and after our last surveys, we are almost sure that the population is slowly declining. The main threats seem to be accidental fishing or poaching, habitat loss, and climate change. Our next actions are to continue the monitoring, to place more artificial constructions, mainly ropes and metal cages, install underwater sensors and cameras for data gathering and monitoring, while raising awareness for the elimination of fishing and expanding our international collaborations in order to continue to scientifically document the colony. We are also working on documenting other colonies that have been found in Greece. People find us through our Facebook page and inform us, and our team has gone and observed one such population in Etoliko. So we are now in the process of preparing monitoring scheme for Etoliko Lagoon in Greece also. So thank you very much for your attention. If you have found our work interesting, you can visit our site, which is written here, or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I hope we all have a great remaining meeting. Thank you very much.